Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. I do want to let you know I do private readings. More recently, people have become interested in shamanic journeying, as well as introduction to their guides, as well as healing ceremony. So, if any of those things are interesting to you, take a look at my website. I'll post it below. Also, a message from Cindy Abernathy, and she wants to warn us about voting this November. She asks if I could let you guys know to drop off your mail-in ballots directly at your local election board or in their election board drop boxes instead of going to the post office. Right? If you do have to use the post office, she says, ask them to mail it back the first day they get it and not wait. She just asked to do that because, as we know, there are going to be some problems with delivering, your vote to where it counts. I'll tell you, my vote did not count. I put in a vote in California from Australia. I mailed it 10 days in advance, and it did not get there in time for the primary. It didn't even arrive 3 days late. So 13 days later, my vote did not count. I went and checked. So this is a very important point. See if you can drop it off. I'm going to try to fax mine from Australia, see if that works. At least this time, if I fax it, I think I can check immediately. Most voting boards, there is a way for you to check if you mail in your ballot to see that it has been received. And it's very important that we do this. Okay, this is going to be just a general what's going to happen set of questions. I'll start out with Trump since he's the center of sort of everything that happens. Let's take a look. It's funny because a big Z like Zorro just appears in front of me immediately. No idea what that is, but let's just ask some questions directly. Number one question is, this is one that's been coming up. The stock market is at this sort of arbitrary high number. The question is, will it happen? Will it sink before the election? And I'll just leave it at that. Will it sink, Spirit? Will it sink before the election? I'm seeing a big drop, and then it'll go back up again. It's like kaboom, and then up. So is this the future? Okay, because that kind of sounds like the past had already happened. But I'm getting sometime in September 13th. It seems like it'll go back. There'll be a problem in the middle of September, a major crash type of situation. And all those things improve after the real crash. They don't look like they're improving that much. So there's a steep decline, and then somewhat of an increase, and then another decline. So I feel like it will. Is this going to affect the election for Trump? It doesn't seem totally clear. Let's see. Will Trump be harmed by the situation in the stock market? Yeah, I'm getting a yes. And one thing that will really happen too is that it will stress him out. This is the one thing that he's promoted again and again is the look at the great numbers on the stock market. If those numbers are not accurate, if it turns out that they really are in the hole, the 10% of the people in America who own stocks are going to pay attention. And so are a lot of other people. Yeah, he looks very upset about this. And this will affect him psychologically. He'll start doing more extreme things and not be so tethered to reality around him. So he will make other big mistakes. And he'll become more desperate. And one thing about a salesperson that's desperate, they never make a sale. I say that from personal experience, right? Let's see. So what else do we need to know about Trump? So, as you guys know, lots and lots of ships, like military-looking ships. This time, it really feels like this is a sort of symbolic ship. I see people in trouble And I think it has to do more with environmental conditions like the southern part of America, like people in trouble, like, there's been a hurricane. The money has been diverted to the military. So the money that we might have used to prevent worse things from happening has been spent. It's all been sent elsewhere. And that's, I think, why I'm seeing this ship. It's just like, here's the ship in the water, and here are the people on the land. They can't help the people on the land. I think that it seems especially strong in Texas. Is there going to be another hurricane? So, Spirit, is there going to be another hurricane? Yeah. This one seems to be on the western side of the Texas Panhandle. It does look like it's hitting other places. Is this near future? When can we expect this? It might not happen actually till December. That seems strange because I don't think hurricane season lasts till December. Yeah? So, Spirit, again, are we going to get a hurricane in the United States? I'm getting a yes. I'm not sure about the December date, though. That seems random. Um, will it happen before the election? I think that it will. There will be another before the election. And this one might be a more problematic one. Again, I just see ships out in the ocean. They're somewhat helpless. It seems like they're just sort of circling around doing nothing, right? So it's like the seeds are already there for a disaster because we have not spent anything on preparedness for earthquakes or for hurricanes. That's all gone out the window. All right, so what else can we get all at Trump? Yeah, lots of stuff going on with the post office, you guys. Lots and lots of stuff. I would just, if there's any way you could avoid it by sending it by mail. I don't know if you can fax it. I think I can fax mine in. If there's any other way that you could do it, do it. Because this is going to be a sort of, it's going to be a social catastrophe. We will not be able to know what's going on. There will be votes that have been moved around. Imagine if there's people working in the post office, they could just collect all these votes and put them in the trunk somewhere. And 3 days after the election, then we find the trunk with all of these mails. There's just going to be this kind of if you think that there's already conspiracy theories, imagine the crazy conspiracy theories that are going to circulate when there really are real problems with the mail. So it's just going to throw a lot of doubt into the election, and that's going to be the real problem. It's going to inspire a lot of nut jobs to do crazy things, and it's going to create a real crisis. There will be more gun incidents. I'm looking at a fellow who's got a shotgun. Okay, so who are you? Where are you? What's going to happen here? Right in the middle of the country, this guy's showing up with a shotgun. I get maybe even Ohio. I know that's not necessarily the middle, but I get just maybe the word Ohio, but the point is right in the middle, like right in the middle. Maybe I'm looking even at Kansas, but you might even just think of the middle of the country as a symbol too, right? And that's somebody's showing up with a shotgun and they're intimidating people. I don't know if they actually shoot anyone, but they're just going to try to intimidate people with the guns. And then there are going to be other social problems, right? Because then the police will have to respond. But then again, whose side are the police on? And we just go on and on and on. It's just going to be a real mess. So, Spirit, should people be worried about standing in line to vote? There will be intimidation and fear, so avoid it if you can. If there's a way to get your ballot safely in, avoid it. know if these guys are going to hurt anybody. That's just a question of being afraid and intimidated. Yeah, it doesn't seem so deadly. It seems just like a clown car shows up. So it's just more of a clown-like experience than anything else, at least as I'm perceiving it. Keep in mind, Trump isn't good at organizing things, so even his intimidation tactics will likely backfire. Right? Again, it's a clown car of people, so it's not a good thing. But these guys are not competent. Okay, so let's see. Anything else, Spirit? What else is? What else should we look at? Oh, senators. Many senators are making some big decisions right now. We're not noticing what they're doing, but they're making big decisions. Right and left, they are making decisions about where their loyalties are, whether to jump ship now and detach from Trump, since that's costing them in this election now. Even if Trump is, somewhat more supported, that doesn't extend to the Republicans in the Senate. They are not popular because they're not this crazy, volatile person. They're just a person, so they're not necessarily getting that much support out of the Trumpists. So they're getting pretty they're starting to consider what they will do if they survive politically and how to survive politically. They're having more moderate Republicans are having serious meetings right now to decide this and to decide how they should present. Very serious meetings. They're very concerned, very worried, very disappointed in Trump. He's put them in a very bad position. Yeah, and they are doing this behind Trump's back. So people who we perceive as loyalists are making some backroom deals right now to save their own skins. So they're doing some things to protect themselves. They're not going to overtly go out against Trump's, but they are doing some things to sort of plot the next steps, imagining a world without Trump and how they will continue. And keep in mind, some of them are fighting for their lives. Like they might go to jail if Trump doesn't win. So they're really working hard to try to figure out how they can make everything kind of go away and be more copacetic. You notice you don't see senators out there antagonizing people as much. All right. North Korea might do something before the election. They might do something just before the election to try to get Trump's attention and get extort some things out of Donald Trump. It might even be one of those test bomb type things where they test a missile and they just push it. They just push the limit a little bit more. Because it puts Donald Trump in a bad position. You do anything to cover it up, so he might just go and offer them something and get rid of them. This will be a vastly unpopular situation for Donald Trump. People will get upset about this. And yes, I'm getting Putin. I'm wondering, is he going to mess with the election? And Putin is laughing, are you kidding? Of course I'm going to mess with your election. Why would you even ask such a question? I do get the mail sorting devices. I don't know if I don't know if he needs to do anything to mess up the mail since Trump's people already have. But I'm seeing those things where they separate the mail. and they're like going to some place where they're not counted. I wonder if that's Putin, where he has figured out a way to whatever's counted for the numbers to change and not be measured correctly. Like I see these pieces of mail actually go into some like a hole, and they all go in and they just wind up in a trash can, and that is really just messing with the numbers like that is going to cause America a lot of problems, whether Trump wins or not. That's on his agenda. That's what he's planning to do. He believes that he can do that right now. He believes he can move stuff electronically to slow the mail even further and mess up the election. But it will not have, it doesn't seem to be electing Trump. It's more just creating a lot of chaos, right? And keep in mind, this might be just a horrific thing if you think about it. But in terms of history, these are the kind of things we need kind of lined up to show people in the future how bad this administration really was. Remember, it's not the 60-year-olds that are going to decide the future. The real future is going to be decided by the 20-year-olds. They're going to watch what happens. 6-year-olds are, we're deciding this now. But in the future, it really is the next generation that's just going to have to observe all of this stuff, and so they can put a stop to it. So although this is very difficult to watch, keep in mind that there is a long-term benefit. People need to see all of the crimes laid out and see the results laid out. So in the future, we can have more honest and true discussions about what's really gone wrong here in our time, right? Thanks so much for watching.